Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Saturday, July, I don't know, 9th? Let me check. Yes, the 9th, 2022. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here for live sew and chat, which will start in a minute. I'm going to pull you all up on my phone. Today we're going to be working on the Not Today quilt pattern. It is in the title of the video. And let's see. Got to pull you all up. Hold on just a second. Search. Make sure I don't have any volume up. All right. It's like delayed on my phone as I'm touching it. So hopefully it's going to work out here today for me to read these chat comments. All right. Cut on this other light so I can get a little bit more light here. Let's see. Read some of the people that are here tonight. So let's go back and do that. Ellen Campbell Creation saying hello, Teaquilts and all. Desi Hart 3114 says hello. Mary F is here saying, my sister Ellen, what did the doctor say today? Talking to Ellen. Patty G is at Teaquilts. Hello and good evening. Hey, Patty. Delia Short says, hi, T and everyone. Happy Saturday. Linda Faust says, hello, T and everyone. Carrie Richards saying, hi, T and all. Beverly Aiken says, hello, T and T Quilters. KD Craft saying, hello, everyone. And June Hansen, hi, T and everyone. I'm going to just read some of the names on here so we can make this a little faster. Janice Miller, Vicki Lemire, Beb Dixon. Let's see. Guess who, Nancy? Vivian Calvey, Francis Jackson, Sewing Mod Colleen, Bonita Nance, Kevin the Quilter, Teresa McCormick, Shirley Peters, Zella McKenzie, and Brenda Foley. Trying to just get some of the names out. Wash your hands. Kathleen Champ. Welcome back, Kathleen. I don't remember seeing your name in a little bit, or I've forgotten at least. Craft with Love is here. Says, praise the Lord for the break in the heat. Yes, indeed. We had a better... It started out kind of muggy this morning because it rained, but then when the sun came out, it was a little bit better, actually. Dorsey Savali is reminding people to give that thumbs up. T. Roberts saying, evening, all quilters. Tom Eckery saying, hey, T and all T quilters. Hit that thumbs up for Miss T. Hey, Tom. Thank you. Judy is here. Remo JS, also reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up. Sheila Williams, Sharon Lewis. Hey, Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life says, hey, T and friends. I feel like it's been a minute since I caught a live. I miss so much when I spend summer swimming often. So just keep having fun, girl. Enjoy life. Great to have you back. Bonita's asking, how's my finger? My finger is actually doing great. I've been trying to keep the bandage off as of last night. But when I'm starting to quilt and do stuff, I go ahead and put it on just so that I don't hit it. It's almost healed. It's on the outside, it's just deep down on the inside. Like when I just patted it like that, I can feel it. But it's doing really good. I'm glad. It's not as bad as it could have been. That's my brother saying hi, sis, and everyone. Stephanie from Memoirs of a Longworm Quilter is here. Judy Plaster, also Claudette Bettis, and Paula S. also is here. Sewing with LaWayne is here saying Haiti and gang. Delia's talking to somebody else. Just trying to give out shout outs here. And she says she paid the rent. Yes. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up. Kathleen says at T, thank you. I was working for 6 months redoing all the furniture, everything in my new sewing space. I have been here listening as often as I can today, doing first project in new space. So that's pretty cool. I know you feel really proud. It's nothing like, you feel horrible and all the work that's ahead when you're working on the studio, but once it's done and it's all pretty and what you imagine, I'm sure you are proud of it. So great job. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Nancy, saying happy early birthday to me. Thank you. And Diane says that she had quilted her finger before. And I really think that I just got hit. I got more pressure. The actual needle, the screw that holds the needle in on the long arm, I think that's what got me. It's kind of a serrated screw. And it was trying to chew my hand up. It was more of a pressure thing. So Craft with Love saying, so happy to hear that you say your finger's doing better. Yes, I'm surprised that it's healing as quick as it is. Trying to get down here. Rose Hinton is here. And I think we might be it. So that's it. So I'm going to put this phone here. This is my real phone, which shouldn't be in here. Watch it start going off, going crazy. So the pattern today is not today, K-N-O-T today. I did work a little bit. Let me cut this iron on too. I did some sewing. Why was I in here? Oh, I did some sewing Wednesday, I guess. So I do have a few more pieces I need to sew. And then, nose is itching. And then I need to do a lot of pressing. So that's what we're going to work on today, I think. All right. So we're making units like this, and I figured out how I might want to redo this block. So I'm going to figure that out next time, maybe. And these are some squares I'm going to need later. Hey, Phyllis G. Darcy says, I wanted to thank you for reading my message about my sewing machine. The next day, a wonderful woman sent me a message, and now I have sold the machine to someone who will love it. Now, that's awesome. It is really pretty. It's just that I didn't have anywhere for any machine that's needs some sort of a base to operate in. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna love it. I thought that it was painted really pretty. So that's awesome, Darcy. Helena Carter is here. Paula talking T, what happened to your finger? I missed Wednesday's chat. Hope you're okay and healing. I was long arm quilting and my finger got caught. I guess I never really explained how it happened, but I have regulated stitch on my machine, which means when you move your machine, it's sewing, and when you stop, it stops. And so I was stitching down some flying geese. They had 3D flying geese on the quilt. So I was using my ruler. I had gone up the point of the flying geese because I needed to secure the flying geese before I could quilt, because you can't have 3D items on a 3D loose items on a quilt unless you're doing custom quilting. And this was an edge to edge panto. So I was stitching down those flying geese so that I could do edge to edge on a panto. So the flying geese wasn't quite perfect. And so I went down, or going up one side of the flying geese. Let's just do that. Because I was stitching towards me. And then when I got to the point, I had to come back down the other side of the flying geese. As I was coming back down the other side of the flying geese, I realized that it was going to have a little pucker in it because it wasn't pulled. The flying geese wasn't opened all the way so that it would lay nice and flat. So I stopped quilting in my head and didn't cut the machine off, okay? So I stopped quilting just by not moving the machine. And then I went in there putting my finger down there trying to get this fabric to lay flat. And when I put my finger down there, the machine moved and thought I was telling it was time to stitch. And so my finger got caught. I thought it was the needle initially, but I think by looking at the wound after I could look at it, it looked like I got cut and then I got scratched by the screw and the needle bar clamp. The needle bar, whatever that the screw goes into. So yeah, so my finger, I think it got smashed. I don't think the needle hit it, but at the time when it happened, I felt like the needle hit it. So I think what happened was my finger got stuck down in there, and because I stopped moving the machine, of course, then my finger was stuck. I couldn't get it out. So yeah, I was just sewing on a customer's quilt. Now the photo of the quilt that's behind, it's not the quilt that I was quilting on. That was when I was in bed taking my minute to catch my breath, because you talk about when you start hurting yourself and then you don't feel pain initially, and then all of a sudden pain, blood starts rushing down into your finger. You start feeling all kind of pain. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. So I appreciate the concern. I'm doing better. It is healing. It looked like it's healed on top, but then I went and tried cleaning my bathtub, and then it started stinging. So apparently it's not healed up underneath the top scab. So I have been keeping it uncovered so it can heal. I am just covering it whenever I'm working around sewing machines. So if something hits it, I'm not gonna screech out loud, okay? So Bonita on dog duty. Thanks, Stephanie. Remo says she's transferring winter clothes and taking out summer clothes. I got my dyes today from AccuQuilt. I would always support Miss T. So thank you so much. I did go look to make sure there wasn't anything that I needed from AccuQuilt, because I'm going to see how they're going to run their sales for a little bit, see what's going on with AccuQuilt. A lot of the sales right now is just putting your product back at regular original price. So I want to see what they're going to do with AccuQuilt and see how it's going to develop in the future. Janet Mackerel is here. Betsy is here saying, hello, Miss T and Quilters. I haven't seen my sewing machine in a couple weeks. I'm having withdrawal. You girl, you don't know how to sit down. She is so busy. So, Celia Swain's here. She's been missing due to babysitting her great-grandson, so that's fun too. Teresa Louise, I Quilt 2 is here. That's Teresa of Teresa Louise, I Quilt 2. Crap with Love says it sounds painful. Hi, Leetta Bryant. Colette Starks is here. Glad your injury was not too serious. Yes. Dorsey saying she's sewing on the pink one that she put that pink sewing machine that she put a picture of on the, yeah. If it's gone, it's kind of too late now, isn't it? I know you happy you got rid of it. Thank you, Remo, reminding people to hit that thumbs up. And Joanna Joniak says, hi, T and everybody. I used the long arm and quilted my first quilt today. So awesome. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. I wish I had a long arm for my first quilt. Deborah Quilts is here. Hey, Deborah. Saying hello, T and fellow quilters. Had a long day. Kathy D's Creative Chaos is here saying hello, all. Seeing Forrest is in and out. Reminding people to hit the thumbs up as well. Joe Carmel Perkins is here. Fingers doing better. Remo sandwich 2 quilts that she will quilt tomorrow. And T. Robert saying, I'm also waiting and watching AccuQuilt for a real sale. Yes, I'm sitting back waiting. So I'm going to see what they do. You know, when you got new people taking over, it takes a little while for them to catch on to what's going on. Hopefully they had a great transition with the original owners. And we'll never know anything different in the end. Thank you, Teresa, reminding people also to be kind and hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate that. And remember to be kind in the chat. Stacy Amiro says, hello, Miss T from Nova Scotia. Hello to you and welcome to the chat. Appreciate you commenting. And Sue GSD, good evening, Queen of Retreats from beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. That's from Sue GSD. Debbie Huey saying, hey, T, I read you ran over your finger with your long arm. How did you do that? I've just discussed it. And Mary saying her migraine is back. So take care of yourself, Mary. Get you on the back end, maybe. So, yeah. So good night, Mary. Take care of yourself. All right. So I've shown you the block. I've got, let me just make sure my iron doesn't cut off. I'm going to be pressing right here with the little Panasonic iron since it can come off with no cords here. And I'm going to be sewing half square triangles onto this. Wash Your Hands says AccuQuilt did recently run 50% off with studio dyes. Yes, that's something that always is something that's ran every month. And so I'm still waiting to see, you know, what's going to go on. I don't need anything right now. The last dye I got was a custom dye. And so I am going to be working with that in a little bit, but I got so many other things to do before I even get to that. As usual, I came in here and still haven't oiled this machine. And of course, we're already here now, so I haven't been in this room to sew, so that's why I haven't, I don't remember to oil it. As soon as live is over, I walk right back out. I am in the process of, let's see, quilting, still that quilt. I'm on the bottom of the quilt. Stitching is taking longer than I thought for the quilt design that was chosen. So working on that still. I'm on the last row. So that'll be fun. And then I got one more quilt. I got a quilt for this customer. I have a total of 3. And then I can hopefully one day next week get those back in the mail to her. Looks like I'm going to need one more half square triangle. Didn't count that out very well. Bonita is back. That was quick. And Craft with Love says, I didn't know that the business was sold to new people. I have really been out of it because of life mishaps. Yes, they did announce it. And they even announced like toward the end of or middle of May, end of May, that, you know, if you wanted to get anything, that dies were going to increase in the month of July. And that the company was being sold. So I can give them credit for at least telling in advance that all of that was going to happen. Trying to make sure I don't hit this finger. So they were, I have to say, they were very transparent. There are times when companies get sold and they don't even let you know that the company's been sold. So, and let alone that prices are about to increase. All right, so we're going to take these off. Guess I'll be leaving that one on there for something left on the machine. And we're going to be pressing. French Seams is here saying good evening all. Hi to you. Girls Hinton says that is not fair to the customers. You know, prices and things are going to continue to go up. AccuQuilt stuff, it's not going to be any different. I can remember that AccuQuilt went up. I don't know if it was at the end of 2020 or if it was in 2021, but they did increase the prices when AccuQuilt had it. They explained somewhere about how pricing for the wood that's underneath the dies have increased, and so they have to increase the price. So they kind of explained it. My thing is that for me, I'm not bashing AccuQuilt at all, because I fully understand when you buy a company, you also want to make sure that you're running it so that you make a profit. They probably had a large down payment that they had to pay. And if things are going up, then things are going up. It's just that Dyes are not a cheap item to buy. And so I got a lot of dyes already. So I can afford to sit and wait. It's not like I'm new to AccuQuilt. I can't even begin to tell you how many dyes I have. I'm going to just guess and say I probably got about 300 dyes easily between the studio and the go. So somewhere in that neighborhood, by the time you buy the cubes and you got 8 in, and then if you buy both of the accompanying cubes that go with them, the companions and the angles, then you got quite a few dies. That's 16 dies right there if you got them in almost every size, which I almost do, except that they keep coming out with sizes. I don't have 5-inch cube and I don't have 4-inch cube. So I can afford to sit and wait and see what a company is going to do. I got plenty. I got dies that I haven't even unwrapped and used once yet. So I'm just being patient. I'm only going to buy absolutely what I need when I need it. So, and unfortunately, you know, you do have another alternative. I have purchased some of the blue ring dies that are from Australia. They also fit in the Go system. So I'm going to be trying out some of those dies. I got some fabrics pulled for a project I want to cut. And I want to see if their dies even cut better. So you still got options even though you got a machine. All right. Hi, Jonah Crutchfield. Hi, Peggy O'Connor. Hey, Peggy. This is the stocking thing that I keep forgetting to give to you. I buy scrap bags from this lady, and this was already in there made up. I'm like, Peggy would love that. St. Louis Blues stocking. I just keep forgetting to bring it to Scrap Club because it's not in the right place. And she's saying that she finally caught me live. Peggy is another busy lady. Remo is also reminding people to hit that thumbs up. And Kathy says she has about 10, I'm assuming, AccuQuilt dies. Yep, I got a lot of them. I've been using AccuQuilt for a long time. So it's not like I bought them all overnight. And I always try to buy them when they're on sale. And I probably only have maybe 2 or 3 custom dies. And I think in the future, if I'm needing something, I think I'm just going to go the custom die route because I can use that in my studio. You can't have a custom die made for a Go yet. Maybe that's something that they will do. But that's what I'm going to be doing. These are half square triangles. I'm going to move these over for a minute so I can continue working with the 3-piece units like this. So this is what I'm piecing. Print seams. I'm wondering if they will honor the warranty. Most likely they will honor any warranties that are out. But remember, most AccuQuilt things are only warranted for a year anyway. So, but I'm sure they will because if they would not have, I'm sure they would have announced it. I don't know. I got these things going every which way but the right way. Let's make a stack. orientate them all in the same direction. All right. I need 2 of these. That's why I got so many of them. I need 2 in each block. And Diane talking about she wish she had half as many. Like I said, I've been using this system for a long time, so I don't know. I can't remember how many dies I had. I put them into an Excel spreadsheet, and it spanned pages, like 5 pages or something. So I got quite a few. And I probably got some that I haven't even put in there, some of the newer stuff. Peggy go, oh, that is darling, and thank you, T. Let's go Blues. Peggy loves her St. Louis sports teams, but she loves the Blues, for real, for real. All right. I still got a stack of these things. That's a lot. And more squares. Just plain squares. All right. I feel like I'm going to be pressing forever. Sue says, one more day of work, then I'm off Monday through Friday. Plan is to tear apart my sewing room and reorganize, hopefully. That's pretty cool. Hey, Sue, did you said you ordered your sewing machine. Has it come yet? French James is asking how expensive. Thank you, Remo. How expensive were the custom dies? I can't remember. But I got the full size, the biggest board you could get on a studio, and I'm just gonna guess that it was about $250 for that. And Diane saying that she's had to get dies replaced. I've only had to replace. I've had my dies a long time, and I've only had to replace a couple of dies, and most of them was my fault. I had to replace my 2.5-inch strip die because I got some fabric caught underneath, like it had flipped under the mat, and I didn't know it. And I was on my studio cutter using the studio 2.5-inch strip die, and it can cut 10 layers, but apparently about 6 of the layers flipped under, so now I'm cutting 16 layers, and the blade got warped, and so it'll cut everywhere except for where that fabric got flipped back. And yeah, it was my fault because I kept trying to figure out why isn't this thing going in, and it was stuck midway, so I had to get it out. And so in the process of me trying to get it out, I saw that it was damaged. So I just reordered that die. Well, ordered it when it happened. It was a couple months ago. But I use a 2.5-inch strip die all the time. So I'm like, I need that. Other than that, I haven't had to get dies replaced. Hi, Kayla. She says, hello, TN, everyone. Oh, Sue's saying she's still on the fence about whether she's going to get the machine. I thought you said you had one ordered, girl. I don't know why this didn't feel like it opened out. The only thing that I can say, I think I need heat because this one is not laying down flat. So maybe it needs to be heated up. The only thing I can say about having a custom die, just think that a custom die is exactly what you want. And so to me, it was worth it. You can take 3 or 4, if you have a studio system, you can take 3 or 4 of the same go dies and put them into sections on the largest studio die. And so you can combine 2, 3 dies that way. And the funny thing is, when I tell them what my measurements are, I go to AccuQuilt site and take a picture of the die board from AccuQuilt and tell them this is exactly what I want, and I tell them the name of the die that I'm pulling it from. So you are able to do that. You don't even have to come up with your own custom measurements when you do that. I just tell them what die number I'm pulling it from. Phyllis, that's awesome, says that a neighbor gifted her a koala cabinet. I had to recognize and find a layout to hold 2 cabinets. Since I already have a cabinet, still reorganizing fabric too. So that's awesome. Got 2 koala cabinets now. Someone with Lawayne says, I think there's a 20-minute sub chat where you have to be subbed at least 20 before you can post something in chat. Well, I'll be looking into that, Lawayne. Thank you so much for that. I didn't see it on my iPad when I scheduled these, so I will be looking into that. And Sue was saying she don't think she can justify the cost for what she does. Um, and Teresa is reminding people, the moderators, when you're blocking people, don't put them in timeout. Just put hide user from channel. And then they just keep coming back with different names. I do know that. Phyllis says, T, I ordered the Not Today pattern and we used the scraps from the $10 scrap bag I brought at Missouri Star Quilt Company. Now that's funny. Girl, don't you even talk about that trip. Phyllis was in there getting it. And she got a lot for that $10. Remo is reminding people to hit the thumbs up. And Francine says, good info on the custom dies, and thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. It is my pleasure. That's why I'm here. Maddie Barnum is here saying hello, T, and everyone. Hey, Maddie. Okay, so I'll do that, Lawayne. Thank you so much. And Phyllis over there laughing at us. Girl, we ain't playing with you when it come time to shopping. We know about you. Yeah, my iron must not have been hot. It's working now. Yep, so I'm going to knock this starch off of here. Ugh, I don't need that. I'll just sit it right there. All right, I still got quite a few of these. This is my least favorite part of quilt making. Maria Quarterman says, hello, Misty and everyone. Hi, Maria. Sewing Mod Colleen says, the bot I use has a setting that checks names for blacklisted words. I don't know what it'll do if it finds one, though. I also use Subber chat only, so that's good. So I need to go to my desktop probably, because when I'm on my phone, I don't see those settings, and when I'm on my iPad, I don't see those settings. So I have to probably go to a desktop system so I can get all the features, so I can change everything. So I will do that. I will make sure I do that tomorrow. Okay. So Teresa is also telling me exactly where it's at. So we're going to take a break. And I'm going to go in here and see if I can find it on my phone. I really don't think it's on my phone, but I'm going to try it anyway. So go to advanced settings. Yeah, it just says allow chat. This video contains promotions such as paid product placement and then enable monetization. So it's got to be something that I have to set on my desktop. Or now my phone is set up so that it should be updating any apps, but I haven't seen it ask me to update YouTube. So, but I will go check all of that out. Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate that. The estate sale went well in Georgia. My friend went and got a lot of things, so that's cool too. Glad that was successful. I had a so busy Quilt Guild meeting today. That's why I have this shirt on. It was 4 of 6 of us there. So everybody didn't show up, but I had a great time anyway. I gave out, we give each other birthday gifts, but we've been so bad that we haven't been giving them out on the birthdays. So what most people are doing, they just either give them out for the whole year in January. But what I do is I wait till my birthday month, because I can't forget if it's my birthday month. And then I give out my birthday gifts in my birthday month. So I gave out birthday gifts to the group today. Maria says, I just got a part-time job at a sewing machine and fabric store, a quilter's dream. I love it. Now, that's awesome. It's just that you're not going to have any money because you're going to spend it all there. That's what we do. We'll work for fabric. That's pretty cool. Diane's eating ice cream. Yeah, and that's what I just looked. So Teresa's giving me even more details, but I did look before. And in the advanced options, I didn't have that choice on my phone. So either I need to update my phone, which is where I schedule most of my live chat. So I need to go into settings and set it under my subscribers. I need to set it somewhere, but I'm going to figure it out. Hi, Sabrina Wright. She's saying, hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you commenting. Have a niece named Sabrina. And Maria says she just bought a new sewing machine. Yes. Congratulations. Let us know what you bought. Whoops. I like the effect of having press seams, but I don't really enjoy it. I'd rather press it with my wooden iron. Isn't that terrible? Sue talking about she done went into a store and done sold a machine, a vintage machine, to a customer, and she don't even work at the store. They should have gave you some fabric or something. I don't know how many more of these things I got. It's more than I want to count. So it means it's more than 5. Ugh. And I got my finger with the Band-Aid on it. I can't feel the fabric. So it's making it a little bit more cumbersome to open these seams up. Oh, Maria bought the Baby Lock Accomplished. Well, congratulations. That's cool. and Luann saying the same thing about that commission. But you know they didn't. T, I love that blue Teaquilts vinyl on the back of your Singer. Thank you. Those are decals. I do make personal name decals. For some reason, I never put it on my website, but I do make custom name decals. I do them by just purchasing one, or I do sell like a sheet of 10 to 12, but I can't even remember what they cost. I do need to put that on my website. And then that's one of those items that are custom, so you don't get those right away. You have to get those whenever I'm in the t-shirt making mode, because I have to clear off my long arm system to make them. So it takes me a little longer to get those particular orders out. T-shirts and decals take a little while to get your orders. And Maria says she's taking certification classes to sell Baby Lock, so that's pretty cool. Sabrina said, oh, talking to somebody else. Teresa says, 1, schedule the live when with phone and select unlisted. From your laptop, you can make the changes. I don't use a laptop. I use an iPad to go live. So I don't know if my iPad is going to do that either. And then remember to make the video public after you make your changes. But I didn't. So that's what I'm saying. Every time I use YouTube, every system that I'm on, I get different settings. So maybe that's the problem. I'm using the iPad. I don't know. I just know that I don't see that on either of my Android phone or my iPad. I don't see those settings. But I will try. T. Roberts talking about she's not alone. She dislikes ironing. I hate it. That's probably why I use the wooden iron all the time. I don't seem to mind doing that. This whole real iron thing. All right, let's count them. I got 6 more to go. Trying to get them all pressed, so if I have to make some changes, I'll have them all ready made. Let's see if I can use my wood iron up here. For some reason, my whole screen went dark. Just trying to let my iron heat up for a minute, so I'm just using the wood iron just to let it get a little bit, because otherwise it won't press my seams flat. And again, it feels so foreign trying to open up a seam with a band-aid on one hand. I'm going to try to temporarily open them up just a little bit with the iron so I can, with this flat wood iron, and hopefully I can get both of them. Because I have too much space in between. Too much time in between pressing, and then my iron doesn't stay as hot. All right. All right. What sort of cool color? It was sort of cool that I could explain the machine and give her resources and told her why I prefer vintage metal to computerized plastic. Stephanie is gone. Bye, Stephanie. See you later. Try to heat set them. May as well heat set this third one too. 3 more to go. 3 more units before I can start laying out my blocks here. Well, no, it's not, because I got all of the half square triangles to do. I got to do these too. Goodness gracious. I should have pressed before I went live, huh? Not that it was going to go any faster. But we're not even at the hour mark yet. So that's pretty cool. That's one. Hi, June Hanson. T says she just bought an Oliso. I'll see if that makes a difference. But how many times will I be amused with the up and down? Still don't like ironing. Yeah, I do have a couple of Olisos. I even brought one to retreat. But I do like Oliso irons. For me, they last a little bit longer, or a lot bit longer than the Rowentas do. Because I've burned through some Rowentas. Now, I do have to say that the Oliso irons do automatically shut off at 30 minutes. Whereas I had bought Rowentas that would no shut off, because I really don't like my iron to shut off. But, you know, if I'm sewing all day, then that means my Rowenta irons were on all day. So, and I haven't bought a Rowenta iron in years now. All right, we still got this one hanging on here. We'll cut that one later. See if I can get some of these half square triangles out the way now. Only got one of these in the block. Vivian Calvi must have gone in and out saying hi to everybody. She was up there earlier saying hi. Connie's here. Hello, T and all. Glad to stop in and see what's going on. For new people coming in, I am working on the Not Today pattern, which is in the title of the video. This is just video number 2 of me doing sewing chat with it. So that's what the number 2 is. I've always enjoyed ironing with the right ironing board. That's Diane 57. Not me. It doesn't matter. Bye, Sewing Mod Colleen. Says she's got to get the rest on replay. Thank you, T, and everyone for the company. See you later. Take care. Have a good evening. I have a Rowenta that I am unimpressed with. Love my 30-year-old Sunbeam. Yeah, it's like the older irons were the best one. I had a Black & Decker that I had until from the time I was probably like 15 till I was about mid-30s, maybe even 40s. And when that iron broke, I wanted to cry. You cannot beat up these appliances like we used to. And Remo talking about she ironed everything, clothes and sheets. Girl, I have never ironed a sheet in my life. I'm not even playing that game, girl. You gone. You win. Hi, Pieces, Love, and Quilting. Welcome. How are you today? Diane says she had a little Sunbeam iron that she loved. I like my little bitty Sunbeam travel iron. I think they make the best travel iron. It's nice and hot. Other than me using this Panasonic as my travel iron. That's what I normally travel with. And the main reason is because it has its own carrying case that I can put up when the iron is hot. So I tend to carry this as my travel iron. But if I was flying somewhere and trying to do just check in, I probably would take my little Sunbeam iron. I think my iron is not hot again. Dorsey says, old stuff was made to last. Now things last only until the warranty runs out. You're correct. Sadly. Even home appliances like refrigerators and stoves don't even last long. Oh my God. Ooh, we got about 9 more of these things or something. Get to pressing. I forgot that I hadn't pressed these because they were at the bottom of the stack. I had them grouped by what they were, type of block. And so I didn't know that they weren't pressed until I came into the room. I recently bought a vintage travel iron. It is super compact and heats beautifully. I am thinking of giving away my travel Oliso. Yeah, I hate that thing. Not the Oliso, the Rowenta, because I don't have a travel Oliso. I have a travel Rowenta that I don't even pull out. Pieces Loving Quilting says, I'm all right, but dealing with a lot of pain and just glad to be home. So sorry about that. That's awful. Pray you're feeling better and that you're healed. And me, I'm doing fine. I am just glad my finger is healing fast. This unit hasn't even been sold. I don't know if I ran out of thread and didn't know it or what, but only about an inch of this unit is sold. So that means I can press this one. And I don't have space here to start laying out what I got pressed, because then I'm going to need the space back. So I'm just going to chain sew these pieces through. Connie says, sprinkle bottles dampens the clothes. Roll and put in the refrigerator, iron later. So you probably were not in that to eat. No, I'm not old enough for that. That was never a thing in my generation. Maybe my mom's generation, but not mine. Darcy's reminding people to check and see if you hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, Darcy. Appreciate that. Harriet Susan Franklin says, T, are you thinking of a quilt retreat in 2024? If so, could you give me a ballpark price on how much it would cost? Yes, I am planning a retreat in 2024. No, I cannot give you a price on a ballpark price on it yet. I'm in the process of trying to see if I can move my retreat to somewhere else, because I've already outgrown this facility with the number of people that want to come. I had 28 people scheduled for retreat, and we are already at capacity in that room. And they do have another room that I could rent. It's not connected with the current room, so I'm not feeling good about having two rooms. And even if I did that, I would still have to find hotel accommodations for the people that were in the second room as well. So I don't feel comfortable doing that. And so I'm trying to see if I can find another location to have the retreat center, have the retreat at another center. And I'm actually looking into actual hotels because I need ballroom space. I'm anticipating at least 40 people are going to be needed for retreat. And the current facility that I'm at, I only have sleeping arrangements for 28 people and sewing space for 28 people. So that's my dilemma. And that facility don't want me to put more people in the room that we're currently in. So right now I cannot I am waiting for a call back from one facility. And then today with my group, we were brainstorming some other places, and I had already figured out one place to call, but I also got another place one of the ladies in the group gave me to call. So I'm going to be calling a couple other centers to see if I can also get some prices since I'm in a hotel range. I have no idea because I don't know what hotels charge for ballroom rentals. I've never rented a place. And I'm also going to have them do meals as well. So I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't even gotten any prices back. She's going to call me Monday, and I'm going to give her what I want. I originally, last week, I was been waiting on a call back all this time. The lady was on vacation that I left a message with. And then when she came back, I actually have the wrong person. So I had to talk to somebody else, and she says that they're in the process of moving offices at the facility. And so she was saying it would be better if she could call me back next week. And I told her sure. So we got a time set for Monday that we're going to chat. And then I'm still going to call Monday before that. I'm going to call and see if I can get some information generated for 2 other places. So I have no idea. Oh, Diane talking about that poor Rowenta. You're welcome. Uh-oh. Remo is asking, what about a pattern for the next quilt along? It's I'm in the process of signing up with Checkers distributor so that I can buy the patterns. It seems like they're the only ones that have the pattern where I can buy them wholesale. So that's what I'm currently looking at. I did hear from the first contact. My name was supposed to be sent. My information was to be sent to someone else. And I haven't heard from someone else. Now, the first person had my information processed on Tuesday. And I haven't heard anything else. So that's another phone call or email I'm going to send to the first person to let her know that I haven't heard from the second person. So that's another thing. But remember, it's July. We got 6 months before the sew along even starts. And I even got to make a plan and all of that kind of stuff. So we still got plenty of time on the sew along. No rush on that. How much give or take was this retreat? This retreat cost $572 to $700 depending on your accommodations. That is also not hotel prices. If you hotel prices are about $150 per night for people. So that's not really a bad thing when you need a 5-night stay. It also included the majority of your meals. I think 4 meals were not included. That was because we were on a bus trip all day at Missouri Star, but I provided people with snack foods to hold them over until dinner. I even gave I gave snacks out on the bus. I gave probably 7 or 8 snacks, and I think Sheila Willis paid for 1, and the rest of those snacks were given by supporters of Teaquilts that gave me money to use for retreat. Some people actually donated $100. I had a couple of people that donated $100 to the snacks for people to have at retreat. So that's how all of those snacks were bought. I think I spent about $700 on snacks. I collected I didn't collect. The cost of snacks from the participants was $280 because I had a $10 charge for any retreat person. Some people paid $20. Some people paid more for theirs, and some people paid just the $10. but it was like grocery shopping. I gave everybody a store shopping bag, and then they went and filled their bag with items that they were interested in. So it was pretty cool. And then we had fresh snacks. The problem I had with that facility was that when we had snacks, not that they had snacks that you may not like, it was that the snack bags would be a year old. And so I was kind of scared to get snacks from them. They were pretty expensive. And then on top of that, sometimes they would be expired. So that's why I didn't do that. You got a lot for the money that you paid for retreat this year, and I don't know if it's going to be the same. I'm sure it won't be $2,000 for a 5-night retreat. So the best I can tell people is save $100 a month for a retreat for 2024 if you're trying to pre-save your money. And then that way you get to the end and hopefully you got money left that you can also get your travel arrangements taken care of. That's the best that I can do right now until I get more information. Susan says, thanks for the information. I live in Ringo, Georgia, and have never been to a retreat. Would love to come to yours. And it was funny because I had about 10 to 12 people that this was their first retreat, and they actually, most of them flew in to do that. Some of them drove from the DMV area to attend. So I was really, really impressed with people, this being their first retreat, and they traveled for it. And I did have to let people know that my retreat is not your normal retreats because, what is this? My retreat is not your normal retreats because, I'm trying to make sure I get these lined up right. Because we do a 5-night retreat, you know, doing that bus trip and things like that. Most people just go to retreat and that's it. You don't go anywhere else. You don't do anything else because most of us are at local retreats and there's no need for us to go shop hopping. We can go shop hopping anytime we like. So I'll tell you what I can do is I got these whites that, you know, they tone on tone. I can just put these all in a stack. And I still got that one on the machine I need to press. That, I think it's a half square triangle. So yeah, I'm just lining things up so I can get ready to press this piece. That print already has it in there. Just want to make sure I'm not duplicating the print in the current block. So the reason why I'm saying that is because everybody that came to retreat is talking about they're coming back to retreat. And if I don't find a new place to hold retreat, I don't have any retreat openings already, which is sad. And I do want to meet more of the Teaquilters. See, this is on the wrong side, but it's going to stay. That white tone on tone print. This is the same print. That's why I try to lay them all out ahead of time so I can see what I have. This is the same print. This is a repeated print. And then I can make changes now instead of as I'm sewing. But it's not critical because I got to make a whole lot more of these blocks too. I can't remember where I was now. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'm trying to read comments too. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. This one, 2 smalls. This large one, 2 smalls. Making sure that they're different prints. A large one. That's the same fabric right there. This large one. So I just have an extra half square triangle, which is fine. Just got to make sure these fabrics are not the same. So it looks like we can sew 4 patches. Remo saying that Allison Glass had a moving sale. She got some fabrics she loves. T9U Robert says Modern Quilt Conference is $249 a night for hotel. Yeah, and that's just the hotel. So I'm trying to see if I can find somebody that's willing to give us a deal. I am, throwing out the YouTube and everything, trying to let them know that people are traveling from other states to do this, hoping that that will help with getting some better prices. So we shall see. So we like crumbs is saying hi, Miss T and all Quilt family. Hello and welcome back. And Sue talking about don't forget the pound cake. Yeah, y'all did me dirty with that pound cake. And that's another reason that I'm also trying to get my prices for 2024 early. I don't wait until 2023 trying to book something for 2024 because I want to make sure the prices I get today, once I sign that contract, it locks it in and they can't increase those prices on me. So. And Remo says she shops by doing a Christmas savings. Anything she wants, she buy it, pay it herself for it. She says it works. I've done like the money saving challenges and stuff. Those have worked as well before for me in the past. And that Wayne's also says that's what he's doing for 2023 QuiltCon in Atlanta. Room and transport is paid for. And now he has to save for hotel and spending funds. I don't know what he's saying. Room and transport and is paid, but you all get what he's saying overall is that, I think a lot of us, we're living on a budget because I did have a lot of people that said that my fees were too high. And for what you got for my fees, that was cheap. I should have charged a lot more money for that. And I did not, because that's not my end goal. I'm not one of those people that I'm looking at the bottom line of a retreat. I wasn't trying to make money off of my retreat. I want people to come. I want to meet people. I want people to have fun, especially for those that it's your first retreat. Some people are so scared to even go on a retreat. And so they've never even been on a local retreat. But I'm trying to make sure I can find something, get you the best prices and things like that. The prices that I had for 2022's retreat was actually 2020's retreat. And the only thing that the facility increased me on was I'd say about $10 per person. I can't remember now because it's been a long time. Is they increased the meal cost because food had gone up, and they really didn't increase it a whole lot, in my opinion. And then I also added the bus trip on there. So that also changed the price of my retreat. from 2020 to 2022. But other than that, they left my rooms the same. They left my conference rooms the same. And it's not a lot of places that would have done that. So I appreciate them doing that. And Sue talking about best retreat ever. Now, Sue has been to many retreats. Your price was great. Another retreat scheduled for fall want $1,000 for 3 days plus extra money for dinner with organizer. And that's the thing too. Like the meals that I know we're going to be sitting stagnant, I do want to try to get those meals all paid for so that you're not having to have a separate budget for your meals. The only times you had to figure out what you were going to eat is when we went to Missouri Star. I gave everybody so many snacks that there was just no way you could have eaten 7 snacks. And what I did, we were going to have an early dinner. So we got on a bus at, I'd say about 5:30 when everybody was on the bus because we had 2 pickups. And once we got everybody on the bus and we started on the main highway, I started giving out all those snacks. So people had it for breakfast and then they also could have some stuff for lunch. They had like muffins, granola bars, fruit cup, potato chips, or pretzel, something like that, some kind of snack bag. And then they even had protein bars or a fruit bar. They had so many choices of things that they could eat. There was no way that you should have had to sit down and buy a lunch while you were in Missouri Star with all the items that I gave. So technically, I did provide for 2 meals. I provided for your breakfast and lunch with those 7 items. And I gave also a bottle of water. And then we had an early dinner. We had dinner about 4:30 or so. And then we came back from dinner from there. And then the other meal that was not covered was Friday dinner because we normally eat out. And I'm going to reconsider that because we had such a hard time finding a place to eat on a Friday. And that would take a large group. So I may end up having the hotel catering company just handle that as well. But I do normally like to have people go out and eat a meal out local so people can kind of see what our areas look like and things like that. But it was such a headache. I was still at retreat trying to figure that out and ended up having to, Norma ended up helping me, one of the girls in my small guild. She ended up helping me with that while we were at retreat because I was just running out of time because otherwise we were going to just go to Panera Bread and just get in line, okay? So, but, I'm trying to get everything so that it's all priced for the most part at the place when I know we're going to be there. But we still are going to have a bus trip on the next retreat, but we will not. So if you're planning on going to Missouri Star with Teaquilts, we're not going to Missouri Star. I am going to get a charter bus, but I'm not going to Missouri Star. And I don't know where I'm going with it at this point, but it won't be to Missouri Star. I've been there 3 or 4 times now, and so I'm kind of over it, and I don't want to go. And I would hate to get a charter bus and y'all on the bus and I'm back at the retreat center. But I don't want to do it anymore. So we're going to do something different. And Sharon talking about I ditto on Miss T's pound cake. Connie saying, what was the state farthest away from you who attended the retreat? I'd say California because we're in the Midwest and going out west is further, but we had people from both coasts. I had North Carolina, South Carolina. No, I had North Carolina. I don't know if I had South Carolina, but I also had California, quite a few people from California, a couple people from North Carolina. Oh, room is booked. Okay. Thanks, Lil Wayne, for clarifying, but I knew you meant something. But they kind of get that whenever you want to do something, don't let your financial status determine what you can and can't do. You just have to plan. If you're one of those people that, okay, I can only save $25 per month to do something, then you save that $25. And if you know you want to do something, maybe you can't go to the 2024 retreat, but you can go to the 2026 retreat. And if you're one of those people that can't keep your money because an emergency will happen and you will dip into it, then give your money to a reliable family member. I'm the money holder for my family. When people want to do something, they give me their money. I ask them up front, in advance, what's your purpose for this money? when are you going to do this? Like if somebody's planning their vacation for their family and they come give me their money, and if it's not vacation time, I'll give them their money back a week before vacation. Other than that, you can't get your money back. And they already know it when they give it to me. So if you're saying you need a spare tire because you got a flat, you saying you need this money to pay your rent, you're not getting this money. You're going to have to go get some other money. So I'm the money holder for my family. You just got to just impart, things that are important to you, you've got to say. But I've been like that ever since I was a youngster. When I wanted a new vacuum, I couldn't afford to buy the new vacuum. And I hate buying the cheapest item they sell. And so I didn't have a whole lot of money. So I would save what I could and pay for what I could when I could. And when I got my money, I went and bought exactly what I wanted. Scotty Hughes is here saying hi, T and friends. Scotty from Memphis, able to watch again after surgery. All is well, so that's cool. Glad you're doing good. Just trying to make sure. And Sue says that her client tips pay for her non-family fund, and I always tip my dog groomer. And I even take them extra stuff for Christmas because it's like you got to have somebody that really love animals to do that every day. And talking about plus we had the T and Kevin show. Kevin and I didn't do anything. Luane says we used to have South South Tube kind of like a retreat, but without sewing, just a bunch of YouTubers. We had a hard time finding dining for over 40 to 60 people. Yeah. And I'm going to say, well, we had 28 people, and you can get, like, some restaurants have party rooms, and that's what I was trying to use, but COVID just messed all of that up. I had a restaurant that was near the retreat center, but they just wouldn't serve any parties of 8. And so, because I had called and tried to reason with them, but they wasn't going to do it. And Missouri didn't even have wear your mask laws inside because we were low in numbers at the time of retreat, which that's another thing. I can't predict whether we're going to have to wear masks or not, because when I'm scheduling this stuff, I'm scheduling years out. Things change. Oh, COVID's been going on way longer than any of us thought. So the mask mandates kind of change in summer because our numbers are always low in summer. And then they're going to go back up in winter when cold and flu season starts. I think anything that you sneeze, they're going to call COVID right now. So that's kind of what's going on. But that's the issue that I had. And Diane talking about she's going to save up for a retreat. She's going to need spending money for shop hopping. Yeah, that bus trip to Fiddlesticks was nice. And I'm thinking that I'm going to try to pick parts of Missouri that will end up back at Fiddlesticks because I really enjoyed the Fiddlesticks. I'm going to see if I can plan me a route for that bus to drive us on that day. I want y'all to go to my apple tree in Columbia, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all my favorite shops in. But we're going to see what we can do with a bus trip, a day bus trip. On a chartered bus, because I don't want to be on a school bus all day. That's not good. And Harriet Susan says, just found my old piggy bank to start saving now. Exactly. You gotta make what you want to do important. And I had one lady that kept putting into the Teaquilts groups that she couldn't afford this and she wished she lived closer. I had people, and I didn't even have the heart to tell her. I had people that flew in from California. But if you want to do something, you will figure out how you're going to do it if you want to do it. Maybe that means that I don't buy a new dress every month or whatever. When you work in offices, you got to buy clothes to go in office. So maybe you decrease a couple items that you buy for work. You You got to do what you got to do. I just know when I quit work, when I retired, I realized how much money I was spending that was work related. So it's pretty funny. And Kevin Galway, talking about you had the T harassing Kevin show. That is not true. Good night, Francis. Remo says, I'm like that. So I give up BS stuff and I put money away. I'm the holder and don't ask for it unless it's an emergency. Ask my husband, he would tell you. He says, I'm the devil. Yep, you give me your money. You better make sure you giving it to me. And I'm real clear when they give it to me because I don't want you getting mad when you come back wanting your money and it's not for the event that you want your money for. So that's funny that she's the money holder in her family. Thank you, Peggy. And Remo says she's saving now. Liz says, what is Fiddlesticks? Fiddlesticks was a restaurant that we went to that handled a bus. We had, I don't know, about 42 people were on the bus somewhere in that neighborhood. And they were able to get us in and out and fed. It took us longer to use the bathroom to get back on the bus than it did for them to feed us. Okay. But Fiddles and the food was good. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up in that area so we can have dinner there again. So we like Crumb says, I've never been on a quilt retreat. Sounds like a lot of sew and chat fun. Maybe one day soon. I better start saving up. Yes. Shirley Lutterbuck says, I rode 10 hours to Missouri Star to see Jenny Dawn. So yeah, and she wasn't in town when we went. She was actually in Africa, I think. When we went to Missouri Star, she was in Africa. So we couldn't take pictures or do anything with her. But normally when she's in town, she's real nice about taking pictures with people. So yeah. So let me go ahead. I'm going to just sew one of these seams for right now so I can get this piece off of here. And I'm sure my iron is long cut off. I don't have to use this piece. It was an extra. We'll find out at the end, right? That was an extra half square triangle, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or one's missing. We'll worry about it at the end. Dwayne says, yeah, we have seen at least one of the dinner videos and the things y'all got up to, laughing out loud. We went to locally, we ended up at Sweetie Pie's because it was a cafe style, and they actually fixed your plates, so it wasn't like, it was an open bar, which is what we were trying to stay away from. Which some people did have issues about COVID and stuff like that, and they wanted to make sure that their food wasn't just out at a regular buffet. So, but this was cafeteria style. And the food was okay. It wasn't anything fantastic, to be honest. It was just okay. If your mama can cook just good food, then that's what we had. My family cooks exceptional food, so I wasn't impressed. Thank you, Darcy says we have 99 people that have hit that thumbs up button. She's reminding people to go check, make sure you've hit yours. So thank you for that. I'm about to run out of bobbin. Like, for real, for real. I don't even know if this one will fit. I know I hit the mic. Sorry about that. And I don't even know if I got more bobbins wound for this machine because I'm trying to retire it. But I wanted to get my R-filled thread out of this bobbin. And I really don't have any more. I got some black. I don't want to use black with this white. So take this out before I lose the game here. All right, and I'm just gonna leave these connected as pairs. That'll be the pressing that I do next time. All right. Wind one more bobbin. I'm trying to put this machine up. I'm just going to use my regular top thread, which is still, it's a masterpiece is what I use on top. And for some reason, I've been using Orfield in the bottom. But I'm going to just, once I run out of Orfield, which I don't know how that's ever going to happen, I plan to just use masterpiece thread in the future, top and bottom. They're the same weight. They're just, one is a 2-ply and one is a 3-ply. I don't know if this thing pops open when it gets full or not. I don't know anything about this machine other than it will sew a 1/4-inch seam. It's been so long since I've used it on a regular basis. I think I'm gonna put this machine up and pull out that Singer 9960 because at retreat it started sewing backwards on Colette. See, remember I told you all that machine sewed backwards, and then I put it up for a year. I took it out, it sewed fine, and then I had a friend that needed to borrow a machine, so I gave it to her. She used it all summer of 2020, and it didn't sew backwards once. I give it to Colette at retreat. I had cleaned it and everything else, and what does it do? It sews backwards. It's crazy. My 9960 is crazy. So I think I'm going to pull that one out, see what it does. I still got squares here. I stopped doing squares. So we're going to run out of those eventually. Thanks, Remo. Also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. T, I hope that I get to go in 2024, so I will start planning as you have said. I saw just how y'all had a blast laughing out loud. Yes, we did. I had so much fun. I didn't get anything done. I think I only pieced like 5 of my stack and wag blocks together, 5 or 6. And I sewed 2 X's on a bowl cozy for Kevin because he had a guide on his machine. And he just said, will you sew these for me? And I'm like, sure. And I don't think I sold another thing in 5 days with organizing the retreat and all. I had so much that was going on. I was busy with so many things. So yeah, I didn't get much personal stuff done for myself, but I had a good time watching everybody else have a good time. So Darcy says, my mom can cook exceptional food. Also, I qualify as okay. I can cook certain things exceptional, and then my food is always good food, like really good food, not just I'm gonna eat it because it's here. But as far as like exceptional things, it would be my pound cake is exceptional. I like desserts like apple pie, things like that. I cook exceptional desserts, but I'm not a person that eat desserts all the time. But my food is really good. My whole family was taught how to cook, and I started cooking probably around like 8 to 10 years old, somewhere around there. I was actually cooking family meals because my mom worked evenings. And I've always, I mean, it's just something in my family, and a Southern family. It's just part of growing up. It's like you just need to cook and pay attention to this. So I've made good banana pudding, which is my mom's recipe. But I'm one of those people, I don't like the meringue on banana pudding and when you put it in the oven because I don't like my bananas mushy. So I don't like putting it in the oven. So I don't do it that way. And my family don't make banana pudding that way though. I think it's all in what you were brought up with. Hi, Lynette Williams. Welcome. See, what machine are you sewing on? This is the Singer 4432. Let me make sure. Because I don't keep up with these numbers, girl. Yes, that's it. It's the Singer Heavy Duty Sewing Machine. And this is the last time you'll see it, hopefully, if I remember to pull out another one. Well, I think I'm going to take this machine to Kevin's house. So I'm going to take it to Kevin's house for the sew along. And then that way, this machine is very light. It's plastic outside. Very light machine. And then I don't have to worry about the weight. So this is going to be a machine left at Kevin's house. It actually has a very good 1/4 inch seam, so I'm not having any issues with that. My baby lock Elagio that I had, it's just heavy. So I'm going to take this one over there. Hopefully next time I'm sewing will be on the Singer 9960 and praying that it don't sew backwards, okay? Because last time it didn't sew backwards. I was live and it didn't sew backwards. So we're going to test that out again. I need to put some oil on this thing before I pack it up though. I need to go in here and put some oil in there because it sounds horribly loud. I had already oiled the bobbin area and I haven't sewed that many hours on here that it should be sounding this loud. All right, so I just ran out of those white squares. What time is it? 9:41. So I'll get to press off camera. Hopefully I remember to do that. All right, lots of comments. I have mastered Family Secret Recipes, which was given to me. I mastered, and I have also crafted my own rule of thumb. Eat there once and second time, no improvement, but will not eat that place ever again. What weight? I don't know what Peggy's asking when she's saying what weight. That was a long time ago. Note to self from Benita Nance and myself. When you go to Teaquilts retreat, don't take nothing to sew because you ain't going to be sewing from having too much other fun. The funny thing is, some people got a lot of stuff done. It was just the people that were having all the fun. Those people were sitting in their seats like they were supposed to. Quite a few people had a lot to show. It just wasn't me. Kevin, you got your quilt top done. I didn't. So... And Liz says she started sewing about 8 years old. Or started cooking about 8 years old, not sewing. Remo just made homemade pizza. I know everyone was excited to see and meet you and Kevin. I know if I was there, that would have been one of the most exciting things for me. That's what Craft with Love. Yes. Luane says, first thing Mama taught me to cook was Spanish rice, and I love it. Yes. All electrical that had been on that corner. What the heck? Fireworks? I hate them. They're still hearing. I'm still hearing fireworks too, but it'll be all right. I'm over it. I just ignore them. Kids today don't understand we had to learn to cook at a young age as we didn't have microwaves. You got that right. If you're going to heat something up, you had to figure it out. Everyone in my family has their place. My baby sister is the banana pudding. My middle sister is tamales. My brother is fish. I'm everything, especially dessert. That's from Lynette. That's awesome. Good night, Kathleen. Thank you for coming back and chatting with us tonight. She says, good night, tea and friends. Blocks are finished. Need to get leg up. Have a blessed night, everyone. Paula's saying, Kevin, I just enjoyed the free time and meeting the Teaquilters. I have not, and not having to cook or think about anything to cook. And that's one of the main things about retreat. You shouldn't have to worry all the time about your next meal. Now, if it was a retreat where we didn't go out at all, you wouldn't even have to worry about a meal. But at least I was trying to make sure I provided a place for you to get those meals. You probably had to make a decision on what you were going to eat. But that's the one thing about retreat is you want to just go sew. You don't want to worry about cleaning anything. You don't want to worry about cooking anything. You want all of those things to be taken care of. That's one of the reasons you leave your house, to go on retreat, to get away from everything you're responsible for. So that's a pretty good, Paula, thank you so much. Rhonda Barlow is here. Hey, girl. Oh, what thread weight are you using? It's 50, I think. Let me make sure. Yes, it's 50. This King Tut, no, this is not King Tut. I don't know why. King Tut is for long arms. This is Superior Threads, and it's Masterpiece by Alex Anderson. And it's a 50 weight 3-ply. Our feel is a 50 weight, but it is a 2-ply thread, but they're the same weight. Thanks, Peggy. Y'all is making me hungry talking about that good food. Girl, please. I was thinking about making a cake this weekend, but I didn't even take out the stuff to make it. I might take it out tonight and make it tomorrow, maybe. That's what I'll do. My daughter be happy. She was trying to steal that cake from y'all. She didn't even want y'all to have that cake. She's talking about taking the whole entire sheet cake. Okay? I even made her a little small 8-inch round cake. And she talking about that wasn't enough. Y'all almost didn't get that cake. Sharon says it was nice to be to the beverage package at retreat. Yeah, I did buy the beverage packet, but I just didn't buy them snacks because I've been there many a times and had stale snacks. So I wasn't going for that crap. So that's the only thing that I can say I would put on a survey for that place. And, you know, considering what it is and what they provide and how they provide it, you got to remember when you're paying for something that you're paying for that particular dollar amount. So, no, it's not 5-star hotel accommodations, but those are pretty good accommodations. I've been to retreats out in the woods where I'm dealing with bugs, like flies and all that kind of stuff inside the place, ants. So, yeah. When you going for what we paid and what we got, I felt like that was a great amount of money. I just wasn't paying money for their snacks. And somebody asked me today, one of the ladies said, did you ever look to see if you made a profit off a retreat? I haven't. And that wasn't even my main, like if I broke even or was I in the red is what she was trying to say. And I'm like, that's not even what was important to me. I never even looked. This right here, this one that has, this whole fabric is on the wrong side, okay? We're going to sew it anyway. I do that. Once something is sewn, I'm like, once it's in the big quilt, nobody will ever know. I'm talking about one of my prints are on the wrong side, okay? Sewing it up. Lynette, you sound like us, girl. We got a couple people in the family can't cook. She talking about, don't let somebody cook something that's not their assigned specialty. Nobody's eating it. Diane said she was doing it all by the age of 13. Yep, that's how we grew up. And we rotated jobs. There was no girl and boy job. You know, for the week, you either washed dishes, you cooked, you dusted, you took out trash, You did the laundry. That was no girl or boy job, okay? And Marimo says not everybody can make potato salad. Hi, Tanya. Ross 57. Hi. Welcome to the channel. Kevin says, hey, Sharon, drop it like it's hot. Paula and Louis S. Messing with Sharon. Diane wants some spaghetti with meat sauce. And Sue said it was just nice to sit and sew. And I just like being in the company of people that understand quilting. You know, when you deal with my family, none of them quilts. A lot of them now are into some form of crafting, making businesses out of it on the side. Like I got one niece that does party decorations. And so she's getting into some parts of crafting because she has to make some things. My one niece, she likes sewing her own clothes or adjusting store-bought clothes to fit her style. So she's sewing, but she's not interested in quilting. So it's nice to just sit in a room of like-minded people. And nobody thinks that anything that's going on quilt related is a waste of time and money. Remo said, that's why I follow you. It's not about the money. Yep. You know, when I was younger, money was a main concern. Just for survival, because you don't make money when you're young until you start getting degrees and getting better jobs and stuff like that. So, yeah, but once I figured that out, I'm like, once I don't let money rule me, I have more money than I need. That was what was so weird. And mentally, it's hard for people to figure that out. And Craft with Love says, T, that's what I truly like about you. You're not in it for the money, and that's why it's so easy to support you. And I don't think I am the only one that feel like this as a tea quilter. Yes. Well, I appreciate that, because it's not all about the money. I sell some things, and that's how I'm giving stuff away. That's how I'm like for retreat, I had so much stuff. I told y'all that I had bought this lady's estate sale for $500 that was in Atlanta, Georgia area. And then I went and met my friend in Nashville. We spent 2 nights in a hotel there. So I had to pick it up. She went and got it for me because she lives in Atlanta area. So she picked it up, and then we met in Nashville. So all of that cost. I didn't even worry about any of that. My gas to go get that. I just knew that I wanted to have stuff to give away, and that's how I got a good chunk of it. Some other stuff came from other places, but that's where a good chunk came from. So, yeah. I just do me. I'm not trying to do anybody else. I just do me. My job was to dust when I was young. Now I look at my Swiffer and I hate it. Yep, I hate dusting too. That was my worst home assignment. And we had paneled walls from the first 3 rooms, from the floor to the ceiling. Tall ceilings. I think we had like 14-foot height in our rooms. And trying to figure out how to get all of that dusting done. I hate dusting to this day. I'm done here. Last piece. Thanks, Tanya, for hitting the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Now, let's see. We only got 6 more minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and just snip these apart. And then I'm going to show the blocks that we're making. I just have a lot of blocks that I was chain piecing. It takes a while when I have to press all these seams. So we are not going to get a lot sewed. And I'm hoping that when I come back next week, I'll have these pressed. I'm going to try to come in here at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm going to do a 15-minute timer. Try to come in here because I got a lot of these blocks I got to sew. And this one's, well, I think I'm taking this machine out. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. We're going to switch to a different machine. I said I took all those machines to retreat, and then it was so long since I had used them that I couldn't even remember how to use stuff. Okay? So I'm going to try to sew on them again. Darcy says, I'd rather clean the toilet than dust. I'm right there with you. I clean that toilet every day. And Sue talking about it was fascinating watching her table mate, which was Tucker, sew at the speed of light. Yeah, and see, I'm not, people always have said, you must be a fast sewer, and I'm not a fast sewer. I'm just one that's slow and steady wins the race. I can come home from work, I put my food in the oven. I mostly cook put all my vegetables and everything and meat in the oven, and then I set a timer to go look at it. And I was sitting stove from the time I got home to the time it's time for me to go to bed. That's what I did. Remo talking about you're not trying to hustle or straight honesty. No, I'm not a hustler. And I hate selling stuff for real, for real. Like, you see how long it took for me to even go get those wood tools for you guys. I'm like, I don't even push my own patterns or anything. It's like, I'm not a person that love to do sales. But when people kept asking me about something, I'm like, okay, I need to go be a dealer for this because people keep asking me about it, and I don't think it's fair for me to give somebody them kind of sales and I not get a kickback at all. And the only way you can get a kickback for some of these things is you got to sell it yourself. So that's the only reason I am selling anything. Diane's asking, what quilt are you working on, T? I'm actually working on the Not Today. This is the block. My block has been supersized. It's actually, my pieces are larger. I was thinking, I have done a quilt before that was all floral fabrics, and I thought maybe I might want to put some machine embroidery or some machine applique in here. And I even thought about putting a heart in here. I'm not sure about that one yet, but I also came up with a different idea that I'm going to try out and see if I like it. So I'm not going to talk about that yet. Right now, we're just making blocks. I don't know, do I need 80 of these blocks? I need 64, I think, of these blocks. So that's what I'm currently working on. And it's called Not Today, K-N-O-T, Today. It's actually in the title of the video, but it's got a number 2 on it because this is the second week that I've been sewing on it on the live sewing chat. And Tanya says that she's really slow at sewing. So, yeah, hey, it's okay long as you get there. Get to the end. Okay, Diane retracted that mess. I'm like, what is she saying? I'm up here looking at it like I would love to pit Tucker with. And she talking about sewing machine, and then she started talking about Not Today. I'm like, what? So, yeah, and she's saying she's not a fast sewer either. So I'm going to cut this off. Cut this light off here in the back. I don't know where I've got the, okay. Yeah, I think we're going to switch out machines here. I'm going to unplug it. So the fact that I got to replug it in will let me know I got to make some changes. I'm trying to sew on the machines. Sew a little bit on the other machines this month. Just a little bit. So I'm going to leave that here. and take this out. So we'll be ready to pull up a new machine. Hopefully I won't forget. Because otherwise I'll keep coming in here because I thought I was going to have it out today. So this is how you make sure. I'll be coming back in here next week. I'll either be 5 minutes late starting chat or I'll be setting up a new machine while we're live, okay? Sometimes I don't come in here. Is that a pattern for sale? Yes, it is. You can download it from the Fat Quarter shop. It's what somebody told me. We saw it when we were on the Iowa Shop Hop last year. Tucker barely beat Tiff when they did the long arm race. Okay. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Kayla. Craft with Love says I had to step into the kitchen and heat some up to eat. Y'all make me hungry, so I gotta go eat because I only ate one meal today, and it was a lunch at my friend's house. She had tuna. Was it green bean tuna casserole? I think she had green beans in it. I did bring some home to eat for another meal, so I'm gonna go eat that, and then that's gonna be a really awesome time for all. And I guess I only have 2 meals this time, but yes. Yeah, so we're going to be leaving out of here. Diane says, T, thank you, T. I would love a race between Tucker and Tiffany. I think they already had that on the long arm. I think I read that. So we're okay. We're going to go ahead and end. I think we're done. All right. So good night, everybody. You all stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out. And I'll be back next Saturday with live sewing chat, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do 2 hours. But also before that, I have a live chat scheduled on Wednesday. Don't know what that topic's going to be. I could be sewing more blocks. And that's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, but it's only 1 hour. So I will see you all then. Good night, everybody. You all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out.